the Epstein files came out, and Jay-Z apparently has something to do with it. So with that being said, we can go ahead and get straight into it.
The Epstein files just got released, and there's a
Uh-huh.
lot of surprising names on here, but no name is more surprising than Jay-Z and Pusha T. Before we get this video started, if you're in
Oh
need,
my God, Jay-Z and Pusha T.
get started now. Back in 2019, when Epstein was initially arrested, the FBI opened up a tip line.
Yeah.
And the tip line was for anybody with any type of information on Epstein, his co-conspirators, if you were a young woman who was there, because the Epstein network
Ew.
was so vast that when the FBI arrested Epstein, for the most part, they thought they didn't even uncover
I ain't gonna lie, no shade. This nigga look a little weird.
1% of the iceberg. So this tip line was opened up. Now, this tip line had a lot of accusations coming through. Unfortunately for Jay-Z and Pusha T, they both had allegations about themselves come through the tip line. In the case of Jay-Z, he's beyond
What?
cooked in the eyes of public perception
Hold up.
because the victim
What?
came forward July 10th, 2019, 8:20 a.m. Eastern. On July 10th, 2019 at 8:20 a.m. Eastern, the particular victim called the FBI National Threat Operations Center to identify herself as a victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein and others. Now, they
Others.
provided the following information. So this essentially is like a transcript of what they provided. So
Yeah.
they said in approximately 1994, listen, man,
Damn.
there's a bunch of redaction. I'm assuming is
1994.
victim names, et cetera, et cetera. So this got redacted, but she revealed herself to blank, which I'm assuming is like the call center employee that answered this call, as a past victim of abuse by Jeffrey Epstein. She described the abuse occurred during parties. Now, we all know,
Ain't
a
no
bunch of
party
these
like the
abuse did
Diddy
happen
party.
at these parties, right? I think Jeffrey Epstein was known to throw these really like wild parties that had these like wild massages. I think like in like the first little piece of Epstein files that kind of got released like a couple years ago, we heard like there were like midgets there, like there were like really, 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 really
What?
tiny people, like 4'9" midgets, and like
What?
people indulged in that. Like it was
Hey
Jeffrey
man.
Epstein apparently provided you with whatever your speed was. If your speed
So if your speed was prostitute, woman of short caliber, woman of any sort, he provided that, and that's just a little weird if you ask me. Because what the, just knowing what you know about Epstein now, allegedly he, what I'm saying, was around these younger people, and um he's applying midgets and stuff of your caliber. If you like that, you can have it, is basically what he's saying. And just knowing all of this stuff is just like, I don't know, man, it's unsettling.
was dwarfs, he would provide you with dwarfs. Okay, that's what went down at these parties. Okay, so yeah, so apparently she was brought to parties,
It's just
and
unsettling, man.
she was the party favor for a bunch of weirdos and creeped. Redactions right here
She
are
was the party favor for a bunch of weirdos and creep.
very suspicious. So blank. So this is like the victim's name. Further identified blank as a friend of blank. I'm assuming blank and blank are now minors. Blank and blank are people in high position of power. So she will claim that
Mm.
in approximately 1996,
Is
which
this
is
the
about
code?
2 years after this whole nonsense began to happen, where she was being used as party favors at Epstein. Apparently, she resided with blank, which is I'm assuming like one of her like perpetrators in blank state. An unknown man abducted her from her home when she later awoke in the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Sean Carter, Jay Z. So she
Jay-Z. And who the fuck is Harvey Weinstein? Can somebody like inform me of that? What the fuck are you doing there, Jay-Z? Uh Basically this girl was one of Epstein's favorite and the party's favorite, because Epstein would throw these big ass parties and she would be there, and they were the party favorite. Apparently she was at the crib, They abducted her. They kidnapped her from her house, and when she woke up, Jay Z was there and Harvey Weinstein. I don't know why that name sounds so familiar. Somebody need to put me on game.
Apparently lived at this residence with somebody I'm assuming is also a perpetrator, and they kidnapped her. They abducted her from that home, and she woke up to the presence of Harvey Weinstein and Jay Z, while Weinstein apparently had his fingers into, we can probably guess where he had his finger into. All right. Now, she believed that she was in Epstein's mansion in Florida. Now, she estimated she was abducted on 7 occasions. Now, hold on, man. 7? Awakened each time in an opulent indoor setting. She suffered from abuse on multiple of those occasions in which Epstein participated. She
Wow.
recalled that Leon Black and William Barr, current United States Attorney General, being present during some of the occasion of abuse. In approximately 2006, she last recalled being abused by Epstein. Now, okay, so this started in 1994 and lasted to about 2006. I'm assuming at some
Wow.
point here she stopped being a minor, right? Yeah, like I'm assuming. Let's just say what she was 14 in 1994. That would mean by 1998 she became 18, and this lasted until 2006.
Wow.
Now
That's
I'm not
crazy.
questioning, whatever she went through as a minor. If if she's being truthful about what happened here, is very unfortunate. But for this to last until 2006, like there's something very wrong with that picture from my perspective, to be honest. Her
Yeah.
story, she didn't really list anything that Jay-Z did specifically, but she did say that Harvey Weinstein, digitally penetrated her, but Jay-Z didn't, penetrate her. Jay-Z was just present, which to me is
It's
just as
weird.
bad.
That's weird. Like that's like, why are you even there? Gang, Jay Z, Sean Carter. Ooh, I'm a little spook saying that nigga name. I'm sorry. Hey man, don't come after me. They saying this shit in the fouls, gang. I'm just somebody reacting.
Right? Like, if this alleged minor was abducted from her home, brought to an Epstein mansion, and it was you, Harvey Weinstein, and Epstein there, and this minor was enduring abuse in your presence, to me, you are just as guilty as whoever is doing the abuse. I don't distinguish the difference between the two. Whoever is there is just as guilty and equally as guilty. But again,
Yeah.
this is just a tip, right? Now, however this tip was investigated, no charges were ever brought, right? Like as far as I know, Jay Z was never brought for a subpoena, a deposition, nothing. And this
Is
particular
this girl
tip
still
didn't go
alive?
anywhere. But because the tip came in by Epstein, it was included in the Epstein files. Fortunately for Pusha T, we can't say the same because she did list things that Pusha T did specifically. Now,
Woo!
it will continue and it will state on each occasion she believes she was drugged, clouded her memory. She attributed the drugging as frequently performed by persons assigned as handlers. Now, one of the handlers she would say would be Pusha T, because at the time, I would say Pusha T don't really belong in those rooms. Pusha T was not a superstar. He was not a megastar. He wasn't somebody of importance. So if
Yeah.
somebody like Pusha T was in those rooms, Pusha T would probably be the handler, right? The doughboy, the do boy, right? The store runner. Right, because Pusha T wasn't no megastar. Jay Z, I could understand Jay Z being in rooms with Epstein and Harvey Weinstein. Pusha T
That
don't
was
really
around
fit in
his
those
time.
rooms at all.
Like Jay Z was like at his peak around those times. Like, am I tweaking? Like Jay Z was like 2013, 2010. I can't remember 2006. I wasn't. I'm sure like he had to start somewhere though. Like, and he was a rapper. Like by the time it was 2013, 2012, he was already huge. And yeah, so like he had to have been like climbing up the ranks. He was already a superstar when he made that song. You take the clothes off my back, and I let you. With Justin Timberlake, ain't that a nigga name? He was already at a certain status. He had to be like rapping before that, years before that. He had to be like probably selling some drugs, doing other stuff that we don't know about for him to already be at a certain status. So I don't really think that's too far off. When they say like around 2007, 2006, like 2003. I'm sure it's just not that far off. But Pusher T, you need to be pushing me, dumbass. Hey, that was a Kendrick Lamar bar. Anyway, Pusher T, I don't know too much about him. I'm not gonna lie. Um, this is just interesting. I don't know. Just
Bruh.
this is just
That's like you seen Poetic Flacco in a room with Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos. You will say, what is this dirtball doing in this room? I'm probably the handler in that regard. Okay, so this story makes
yeah,
sense, to be honest.
made sense.
Again, I'm not saying Pusha is guilty of anything. I'm just saying Pusha role being in that room makes sense. Okay.
They do.
Now it will continue, and she will say, among her handlers, she identified the artist Pusha T. In approximately 2007, she attended a party following invitation from an
From
unknown man
who?
who approached her as she walked down the street.
Who? Wait, huh?
Following invitation from an unknown man who approached her as she walked down the street.
Oh, so it wasn't like
Weinstein and Pusha T
uh-huh.
also attended the party and drugged her before engaging in
Again?
abuse. So now,
Oh yeah, that's that girl that how first of all, how like you know what I'm saying? How she at the party and she don't recognize these people's faces? Cause she said, if I'm not mistaken, that Weinstein before when she was with Jay-Z had an interaction with her before. So if she's at this party, she don't recognize these people. I know I'm recognizing people that, you know what I'm saying? That I don't know. I'm sorry, like I got questions. He said he not questioning shit. I'm questioning shit on bro.
Pusha T went from being just a handler to now Pusha T was also engaging in the abuse. Now, she claimed to have additional information of other persons involved in the enterprise and information related to the racketeering conducted in support of the trafficking. She further believed she was under surveillance and stalked at the direction of the people involved.
So you felt like you was under surveillance and stalked, not questioning your belief or how you felt because you probably very much felt that way. But with feeling that way, you're not saying that you should be feeling that way. You probably was like, "Oh, nah, I shouldn't be feeling this way. Let me just enjoy myself." So you ignored what you were feeling is what you're saying. To continue to party and to the point where you got drugged and then got involved in quote unquote sexual abuse. That's interesting.
Involved in the abuse. She confirmed she was not diagnosed with any mental illness. She refused to
Right.
provide her physical address, advising that she maintained no permanent address. Rather, she moved between staying at different hotels. So this was somebody who was homeless, which I don't know if that gives more credibility or takes it away. I'm not about to, like diminish the abuse just because of somebody right now, probably in a position that's unfavorable. Right? A lot of people see a homeless woman making these allegations and they'll probably say, crazy. I don't know, man. Now,
I don't think she crazy, but I do think it's questionable for her to like disregard how she felt during that time, knowing previously before a couple of years ago the situations that she was putting herself into. She then proceeded to put herself into another situation. Once again, not saying that she shouldn't have felt comfortable being in a social environment, but for her to already say that she felt like she was being stalked, quote unquote, that's what she said. Like how, like I.
what I would say, man, is Kanye West have been telling us for years that one of
No.
these dudes was on Epstein Island, that one of these dudes were involved with Epstein, but we just ain't been paying attention.
One
This
of the
song wasn't
dudes.
dropped too long ago, right? On World War III version 2, Kanye West says, know some ninjas that went to that island. Why the F would you go to that island?
Facts.
Now,
That's
Kanye
real.
West, has been around Pusha, has been around Jay-Z. They've been feuding for a little while now.
Feuding.
One can
They
probably only imagine that if he were to be talking about some dudes,
they
he'll
mad.
probably be talking about Pusha or Jay-Z, man. I just listen, man. I'm just a messenger here, bro. Hey, Rock Nation. All right, don't hurt me, bro. All right, I'm just a YouTuber. I'm just
Hey,
reporting
but Rock
what I
Nation, don't
think could
hurt him,
apply
man.
here.
Don't hurt me either.
But we've been calling Kanye crazy for a while now, man. But the one thing we know is we didn't see allegations involving Kanye's name, man.
Hey, man, and they be saying my boy crazy. Hey, but he ain't crazy enough to get involved in all these allegations.
Ain't that crazy? The one
Hey, man,
person we call crazy, we call a
gang. You copying me?
lunatic, we call bipolar.
He
We say he
me.
belongs in a mental health institute. Somehow that person is the only person we don't see in these Epstein files.
Bro.
We don't see with nasty allegations towards his name. Now,
Bro.
Jay-Z to me, and here's why I think it's cooked, okay? Even though the allegations are unsubstantiated, because these are just, tips coming through a hotline. Fortunately for Jay, the world already wants to believe these allegations.
What that nigga hit?
So there's nothing Jay can do to really convince people that he's not guilty. Man, as soon as Jay-Z hit that B, bro, hit that billion, hip-hop got really suspicious of Jay-Z. And also, too, hip-hop getting suspicious of Jay-Z is for good reasons. Like, we've seen how Jay-Z operated.
What you mean? Yeah. I guess you finna explain it.
With the NFL, bro. We've seen how Jay-Z sold out for $1. So we've already been very suspicious of Jay-Z.
What y'all mean he sold out for $1?
And Rock Nation right now is public enemy number 1. And because people want to believe these rumors, they want to, believe this, they want this to be true, there's nothing Jay-Z can do to convince the public it's not. Sorry, bro. All right. There's nothing. Jay-Z can come out and yell to the top of the moon and speak. There's nothing Jay-Z can do to convince us it's not true because the public wants to believe this is true. Now, Pusha T may have some saving grace here because Pusha T, for the most part, ain't somebody who's hated. And Pusha T ain't somebody who we are rooting against. And by we, I'm just saying the public.
Yeah.
So Pusha T might have some action here. Jay-Z, don't even listen, man. You about to have 1,000 different reaction channels breaking down every photo Jay-Z ever took with Harvey Weinstein, any deals they ever made together.
Who Harvey? Is this Harvey Weinstein? Man, look. As the public, I am the public, so I'm speaking for the public, a partial fraction of the public. I don't know what Jay-Z did to the NFL. I do know that he is a billionaire. I do know that he at one point in time had a clothing brand. He made music. He was in this and this and this. At one point in time, Kanye West was like a billionaire, right? He had and owned a part of Adidas. Like, he was like a billionaire, if I'm not mistaken, until he got all his money taken away or something like that. I don't really think billions and millions, you feel me? But in terms of what he is saying about people looking at him the same or not looking at him the same, depending on, damn, that car was loud, depending on look, I just think of Jay-Z as Jay-Z. I'm sure y'all think of Jay-Z as Jay-Z, unless you know and you deep dive research and stuff like that. You think he a sellout. Now, in terms of him and being in the room with this little girl, allegedly, I don't know, man.
And in movies they did together, they about to start breaking down body language. Oh, trust me, bro. Jay is overly cooked. It's over with. Now,
I do agree with that. The public do be like, oh my goodness, he's a part of the fouls. Let me go back and do some research. They do be doing that, and then they do be clipping things out of context, and they be like, look at how he was standing here around this person. He looked a little comfortable around this person. Like, they do be doing that. But in terms of like him fighting, I just think that he shouldn't say anything. He just gonna make his case worse. But I mean, I don't take it. I'm very in the middle. It's not like I don't think he's not capable of doing these things, but at the same time, why would he? But at the same time, that's exactly why he would. You feel me? So
surveyed the landscape, right? When I surveyed what people are currently thinking, I'll be real, it sounds like Jay-Z's cooked, bro. Because how people are treating these Epstein files, they're not treating these Epstein files as allegations. They're saying these Epstein files have been hidden for so long that whatever is on these files have to be truth, because why would they hide it for so long? So when your name is wrapped up in these files, kiss your public reputation goodbye, man. People believe these Epstein files are the gospel. And because they believe they're the gospel, bruh, it's they believe you touch kids, bro. I'm sorry. Hey, man, I hate to be the one who talk. They believe you touch kids, bro. That's just a fact. All right. But y'all let me know in the comment section. What do you guys think about this, right? Do y'all believe these allegations? Let me know, man. All right.
I don't know, man. I don't know what I believe, bro. At this point, bro, free all these niggas. But at the same time, keep the ones that, you know what I'm saying, don't need to be free on bro. But I mean, I do abide by guilty until, or not guilty until proven guilty. You get what I'm saying? Innocent until proven guilty. That's what I abide by. So if this nigga's cooked, say GG.